Hi there, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. We're about to start. We're going to start in several, like 5, 7, maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, so everyone's getting ready. Everyone's joining the session. Okay. Check your sound. Check that you can hear me well right now. Yeah, if something's wrong, you can type your concerns in the chat. So we're going to start in about 7, 8 minutes. Yeah, everything's fine. Can you hear me right now? Well, can you type yes or plus? Just put a plus. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, great to hear that. Cool. So welcome to our webinar. It's devoted to IELTS listening, to preparing for the IELTS listening test. I'm really glad to see you all have come today, have joined this webinar. Yeah, just a kind reminder to please mute yourselves. Yes, but so I'm asking you to mute yourselves, but on the other hand, I'm asking you to participate actively in everything that will be going on today using our chat, just as you are doing right now. So everyone's typing their pluses and answers. Well done. So my first question, quick question to you will be whether anybody has already taken the IELTS test or not. And if yes, whether you have taken a computer delivered version, a computer delivered test, or a paper-based one. Yeah, and if you are going to as well, are you going to take computer delivered or paper-based? Because we're going to start by talking a little bit about the difference between these two, some technical details. So just let me know if you are, if you have taken or are going to take, and which version. Paper-based, going to retake once again paper, right? Okay. Yeah, anyone else? Okay. Yeah, paper-based. Okay. Is there anyone who's going to take computer delivered IELTS? Because now it's getting popular, more and more popular. Yeah, okay, we have at least one person. Yay. Cool. Some more people. Right. Yeah. Okay, some more people. Yeah. Does paper exam still exist? Well, it does exist. It does exist, but I'm not quite sure whether like you can take it in your country, in your city right now. Yeah, so it exists, but whether it's available or not right now in a particular place, yeah, I don't know. I can't answer this one. Yeah, so people are going to take different ones, computer delivered as well. Okay, thank you. So let me just very quickly introduce myself. My name is Anfisa Kramarenko, and I work here at Great Education Center in Kyiv. I have been working as a teacher, as an IELTS teacher for more than 13 years. And I also take part in compiling materials, teaching materials, including our self-study course on our digital platform, gradeonline.com, which is devoted to IELTS preparation. I will tell you about our platform a bit more today after the webinar, after we discuss the strategies on preparing and taking the IELTS listening test. And I will also share with you a special code which will give you a discount if you get interested in our self-study preparation course for the IELTS test. You will be able to get a discount, but everything, all these details will come later in our webinar. And right now, I guess we are going to, so this is just a picture presenting our course on self-study preparation for the IELTS test. And the first thing I'd like you to focus on is technical details. So our today's webinar will be focusing on different strategies. Some of them will be more theoretical and practical as well, but we will not practice, yes. And other ones will be very, very practical and very detailed, and we are going to actually complete some listening tasks. So get ready for listening, for some practice, real world practice. So the first, coming back to the first tip, it sounds like check the technical details. That's why I've just asked you whether you're going to take computer delivered or paper-based IELTS, because many students lose time and lose points and get really anxious during the test just because they don't know where things are, what to click on and things like that. So I decided to put it as the first strategy. Some details. If we talk about the number of questions, the types of questions that you get in the test and the instructions, they are the same for paper-based and computer-delivered test. If we talk about switching between parts of the listening test, it's also the same. So in the very same way as you could turn the pages in the paper-based version, now you can click and turn the pages in computer-delivered test. So this is very convenient. We will talk about why just in a second, in a few minutes. Then I know that many of you are worried about okay, so I used to underline some keywords, some important information, and how am I going to do it in the computer delivered version? You will be able to do this by means of highlighting function. We are going to have a look how it works right now. And it's very important to find where the questions are located. Once again, I'll show you an example and check if all the questions are answered. So previously you had to, in paper-based, you had to transfer all the answers from your paper booklet onto your answer sheet. If you are going to take a computer delivered version, you will not have to do this, but anyway, you will have to check whether you haven't forgotten, whether you have marked all the answers and not a single answer is left blank. So we will also take a quick look at how to do this. Let's just move on. Right, so here is how you highlight things in a computer delivered test. You basically have to click on the right pad on your mouse, the right button, and you will have two options. You can highlight or you can leave notes. So you can go as far as leave notes. Then how to find where the question is. Because there are issues, just if you take a quick look at these three questions, I know that following the logic, the second question should go under the first one, like 1 and 2, but it's not like that. So it's 1, here 2, and here 3. So just you have to be aware of such small things, not to get nervous and to get on the right track during the test, because during the test, you will not have time to figure out what's going on the screen. Then another thing is to take a closer look at how some tasks look really in the computer delivered version. So for instance, if we talk about maps, yeah, the picture looks more or less similar to the paper-based, but the questions and the way you have to answer look differently. So here you will have to put a tick next to every letter. Yeah, if you think that, for instance, a quid shop is situated in location A, you have to put a tick over here. Yeah? So this is important. Then when it comes to checking if you have answered all questions, in the computer delivered version, the questions which you have answered will be highlighted. So once again, you will have to go back and forth from the last page to the first page and quickly check. You will have 2 minutes at the end of the task, so don't worry. If you want to train, and I highly recommend training, just clicking and getting used to all this interface. So you can visit this website, IELTS.com. It's Australian website, official, which gives you a chance to do this mock test, computer delivered mock test, yeah? Just for the sake of getting used to the technical things, which we have just discussed. And we are moving on to something a bit more meaningful. So as I have already mentioned, you will be able to switch. You will get Serge, right? You will get the whole presentation, and you will be able to find this website easily. Don't worry. The link will be available. Okay, so another strategy is managing your time. And it's connected with something that we have been talking about before, that you can actually scroll. Yeah, you can switch between pages and switch between parts of listening. Yeah? As you remember, in the listening test, there are 4 parts, and you can turn between them. You don't have to wait for the instructions, for the special instructions to check whether you can or cannot switch to another part. You can do that. What for? So this is connected with managing your time. On the one hand, you might think that this strategy sounds strange because in the listening test, you basically don't have very much freedom in terms of time management, unlike, for instance, the reading section. But let's see. So before each part, you have approximately 30 seconds. And after each part, they say to read the questions, yes, and at the end, they say to check your answers. So this is some time that you can manage. Then before part 4, you have as much as 1 minute. Then you sometimes in some sections, in some parts, but not in part 4, you have short breaks between chunks of questions. So for instance, you have answered 4 questions and then there's a short break and they tell you that, okay, look at the other 4 questions or at questions this to that, or just there's a pause and you feel that you can read ahead. I encourage you to use all this time for reading the questions which go next. Yeah, so read ahead. This is really important. And especially if you are told, so now at the end of each part, now you have some time to check your answers. Don't check your answers. You will have some time at the very end of the whole test. Then you will check these answers, yeah? Start reading the questions from the next part. So switch to the next part and start reading them. At the end, you will have in paper-based 10 minutes to check your answers, in computer-delivered 2 minutes, but this is also enough because you don't have to transfer anything anywhere. You have just to check everything. That's it. Okay, and this brings us to what to do during this time. So how to read effectively for listening, yeah, because it's interesting, listening is a multitasking section where you have to listen and read and do some other manipulations with the language. And you probably, I'm sure that many of you have heard about keywords and what they are. And just to ask you, so how do you understand the concept of keywords? So what are keywords generally? Can you type your ideas in the chat so that we could see? So how do you understand what kind of keywords? In questions, in listening, in reading, yeah? Names, extreme words. What do you mean by extreme words? Can you specify? Date, okay, address, yeah. So some type of information that we have to, words that help to spot the information in the text, yeah, so in the recording, the main information, good. Phone numbers also, yeah, adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency, interesting. That's an interesting point. Sometimes they can be keywords, agree with you. Yeah, okay. Well, generally, I'd like you to look at the concept of keywords in questions from several perspectives, 3 perspectives, basically. There are keywords which you will hear, like most probably you will hear them exactly as they are in the task. So it's written address and you will hear the word address probably, yeah? Then there are some keywords which will be paraphrased. Most probably you will not hear this word, but you will hear a synonym or something in other words which means the same. Yeah? And then there are those words which help you identify the answer. I think it's something like Tatiana put it, like words that help to spot the information in the text, in the recording. So these are probably these ones. Let's take a look at what exactly is meant. So if we have a look at this task, it's interesting that you have mentioned many words that are here in this task without seeing it first. So which words do you think you will hear without changes? So just the speakers will tell them, will say them aloud without paraphrasing. You can type your ideas in the chat box. Which of these words? Number, yeah, probably the word number. What other ideas do you have? Yeah, the word skills, right. Tatiana, and why do you think the word skills will not be paraphrased? Or may not be paraphrased? Yeah, please, you're welcome to write your other ideas, please. Yeah, everybody. Can't be, yeah. Yeah, basically there is no exact alternative because abilities is something different, but we will see. Okay, any other ideas of words which you will definitely hear and that will not be paraphrased? Okay, so let's stay there. Now, which words do you think will be paraphrased in this recording? What's your take on this? Which words you feel that they will say them differently? Best to call, yeah. Pay, salary could be, yeah, very nice. Job, work, occupation, okay, cool. Any other ones? Must have, good, yeah, right, yeah, so something. So you already feel that these should be paraphrased. They can't repeat it like that, yeah? And which words do you think will help us to identify the answer better, to sort of understand what goes here in the gap. Which words? For instance, in number 2, or yeah, in number 2, in question number 2, which words can help us? Any ideas? In there, yeah. And what should follow in there? In the what? Best to call her. Yeah, in the afternoon, in the morning. Exactly. Yeah, so nice guesses, nice guesses. This is how we use the third group of keywords. We try to predict. And if we talk about, for instance, number 4, which word can help us here? In number 4. Okay. Yeah, maybe 1, because we have 1. Yeah. Season, year. Okay. Right. Great job. So you are already predicting the answers very well. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah. So yes, we expect to hear such words as agent, call, clerical, finance, skills, maybe even pay. Maybe it will be paraphrased. Yes, some of you have ideas about paraphrasing. Nice. Yeah, to be repeated, just like that. Because basically they don't have any synonyms, okay? Think about clerical, yeah? These ones will be paraphrased, and you have already suggested some ways to paraphrase them. Yeah, and these ones will help us choose the right answer. Yeah, in the last one, in number 5, it's a currency sign. Yeah, so it's also important. Now we have talked about best to, must have. We haven't talked about usually. So what do you think? How usually will be paraphrased? Often, normally. Normally is closer to usually. Yeah. Okay, interesting. It can be paraphrased in an absolutely different way. Yeah. Okay. So now let's listen to this recording, part of this recording, and try to answer this question using the analysis that we have done just now. So I will switch on the recording, and first you will tell me whether you can hear it well, okay? Just a second. So these examples come from Cambridge 15. Practice test. Okay, let's check if you can hear everything fine. Just well. Just a second.
IELTS 15. Published by Cambridge University Press and Cambridge Assessment English 2020.
Okay, just put, put a plus, yeah. So everything is all right with the sound. Great. Great. Okay. So we will need, just a second. Take us some time. Okay, 141. Right. Yeah, from 1 minute and 41 seconds.
Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, William. This is Amber. You said to phone if I wanted to get more information about the job agency you mentioned. Is now a good time?
Hi, Amber. Yes, fine. So the agency I was talking about is called Bankside. They're based in Docklands. I can tell you the address now, 497 East Side.
OK, thanks. So is there anyone in particular I should speak to there?
The agent I always deal with is called Becky Jameson.
Let me write that down. Becky
Jameson. Jameson.
Do you have her direct line?
Yes, it's in my contacts somewhere. Right, here we are. 07866 510333. I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. She's always really busy in the morning trying to fill last-minute vacancies. She's really helpful and friendly, so I'm sure it would be worth getting in touch with her for an informal chat.
It's mainly clerical and admin jobs they deal with, isn't it?
That's right. I know you're hoping to find a full-time job in the media eventually, but Becky mostly recruits temporary staff for the finance sector, which will look good on your CV and generally pays better too.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried because I don't have much office experience.
I wouldn't worry. They'll probably start you as a receptionist or something like that. So what's important for that kind of job isn't so much having business skills or knowing lots of different computer systems, it's communication that really matters, so you'd be fine there. And you'll pick up office...
All right, we will stop here. 3 questions. Can you type your answers in the chat so that everyone could see them? Just something that you managed to catch. Yeah, almost there. Okay, let's check what we've got. So the answers are correct. It's Jameson, afternoon, communication, and then number 4 and 5 will be week and 10, but you were very close. Okay, excellent. Everyone got it right. And the way the person paraphrased, yes, so you can see here how these were paraphrased. Best to, like, I wouldn't call her until the afternoon if I were you. So it's best to call in the afternoon. Must have is something like it's communication that really matters. And yes, we heard the word skills unchanged. Yeah, usually was paraphrased in an interesting way. So they say that the hourly rate is about £10 or 11. So if you are lucky, that means that usually you get 10, but if you're lucky, you get 11, which is not usually. Yeah, and then per hour was paraphrased as hourly. Okay, let's move on. So this brings us to the strategies, yeah, on how to use keywords. There are 3 types: those which you will hear, those which will be paraphrased, and those which will help you identify the answer. We have practiced with one task. I think we can skip the other one, but you can practice it yourself if you have this one later. So it's all the same about working with keywords. And we are coming to another strategy. This strategy is connected with a type of tasks in the listening test, which is called multiple choice. You can see an example of a multiple choice question here. Yeah. And the speakers in this multiple choice question will be talking about, in this recording, will be talking about how the order in which children are born influences or does not influence their academic success. Now, it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, the question is a little bit difficult. Can we probably paraphrase it in simple English? Let's try. So, evidence relating to both order and academic success. How can you paraphrase this one? Maybe the word evidence, first of all, yeah, and then proofs, right? Facts. So birth order. I've already paraphrased it. It's the order in which children are born, and then academic success. Okay, research results, birth date. It's not exactly about date. It's about in which order kids are born in a family. Yeah, so for instance, a family has 3 kids, who was born first, who was born second, and third. Academic success, intelligence. Could be depending on how far they paraphrase, yeah? Okay. Oh, how well they study, basically. Academic means at school, at college, university, and so on. Yeah, achievement is a nice one, yeah. Okay, and we have 3 options here. So first we will deal with the task, and then we will look at what strategies we can use for this multiple choice. So if we look at the options, there are some keywords like conflicting evidence. If evidence is conflicting, what does it mean? Is it reliable, or basically we can't understand one picture, one contradicting? Yeah, not so. There are probably several camps, opposing camps. Yeah. Okay. If there is little doubt that something is something, little doubt, are we sure or not? If we have little doubt, sure, we are sure. Yeah, there's little doubt, we are sure. Yeah. And here we have less influence. I think you understand it pretty well. No need to paraphrase. And if some studies have neglected to include some factors, what does it mean? They have neglected. Ignored. Yeah, they ignored something. Dismissed some important factors. Yeah. Okay. So this is question 1, and one more question like that, which follows it, 28. As I have already said, 2 people are talking. One of them is Tom and another one is Ruth. Yeah, and the second question is about her. So what does Ruth think is surprising about the difference in oldest children's academic performance? So we need to understand why she is surprised. Very often in the IELTS test, you get such questions, yeah, about feelings and people's reactions. So what does she find surprising? Take a look at the options. Yeah, the first one says that it's mainly, so this academic performance is mainly to their roles as teachers for their younger siblings. Siblings are who, guys? Just to check that everyone knows. Brothers or sisters, yeah. Okay, cool. Then the advantages they have only lead to a slightly higher level of achievement. Yeah, pay attention to this. Or the third one, the extra parental attention that they receive makes little difference. What does it mean? It makes little difference. How would you understand this one? If something makes little difference, almost this, almost no difference. That's why then there is no difference in academic performance. Okay, so now we're going to listen and try to answer these 2 questions, 27 and 28. So focus once again on the questions. It's important to keep them in mind. And let's, just a second. Okay.
Part 4. You will hear a student giving a presentation.
Today, I'm going to talk about the eucalyptus tree.
So, sorry, that one was...
Part 3.
One, yeah.
You will hear 2 psychology students discussing the effects of the order in which the children in a family are born.
Yeah, children in the family.
What was the problem with most of these studies, do you think?
I think it was because, in a lot of cases, data was collected from only one sibling per family, who rated him or herself and his or her siblings at the same time.
Some of the old research into the relationship between birth order and academic achievement has been proved to be accurate, though. Performances in intelligence tests decline slightly from the eldest child to his or her younger siblings. This has been proved in lots of recent studies.
Yes, although what many of them didn't take into consideration was family size. The more siblings there are, the likelier the family is to have a low socio-economic status, which can also account for differences between siblings in academic performance.
The oldest boy might be given more opportunities than his younger sisters, for example.
Exactly.
But the main reason for the marginally higher academic performance of oldest children is quite surprising, I think. It's not only that they benefit intellectually from extra attention at a young age, which is what I would have expected. It's that they benefit from being teachers for their younger siblings by verbalizing processes.
Right. And this gives them status and confidence, which again contributes in a small way to better performance. So, would you say sibling rivalry has been a useful thing for you?
Now they started to talk about the next question. So what are your answers? What will be your answers? C, A. Okay. Any other ideas? Yeah, right. The same. Okay. C and probably A again, not F, right, Vera? Because there is no F here. All right, so all of you got it right. Guys, have you heard all the options mentioned, basically, and words from all the options mentioned circulating here, yeah? I'm sure you have. Yeah, these were distractors, and you know that in the IELTS test there are distractors. And now I want us to take a look and see what helped us, apart from analyzing, apart from highlighting keywords and thinking how to paraphrase, what else can help you identify the answer? Yeah? So let's just take a look. Here are the correct answers, and here are the parts of the script. So what exactly was said that proves that these are correct answers. Take a look at the evidence in bold, like this and this, and tell me if you notice something similar in the language that the speakers use. Do you notice anything? And what do you notice? If yes. So the speaker said what many of them didn't take into consideration was family size. And then in the next question, it was like, it's that they benefit from their teachers. Yeah, it's not only that they benefit intellectually. Yeah, paraphrasing. Okay, you have noticed definitely paraphrasing is good. Yeah. Okay, anything else that you notice that these two sentences have in common? Let me read them once again. I just want you to notice. So, although what many of them didn't take into consideration was family size. And then another one, it's not only that they benefit intellectually, blah, blah, blah. It's that they benefit from being teachers. It's something about grammar. Do you notice anything about it? Gerund. Okay, yeah. So it's a little bit subtle, but I'm sure if I tell you, you will understand immediately. So guys, if we look at this, these are some structures. So what I really like about him is his, I don't know, ability to play, so cleft sentences or any other emphatic structures which help us sound more emotional. And very often when we get multiple choice questions which ask us about opinions and ask us to choose one of the options, we hear many of the options, and then there's a sentence which is slightly more emphatic than other ones, and this is the clue. So not in 100% cases, but sometimes and very often, 2 questions in a row, as you can see, we can rely on intonation and grammar when we choose the questions, the answers, the correct answers. Yeah. So here it's also like cleft sentence. It's that they benefit. It's not only that, but that they benefit. Yeah. So this is a subtle strategy. You know about distractions. I know that you know. Yeah. So we have chosen here. Yeah, very often in section 4, the correct answers are emphasized or stressed more. Exactly, Tatiana. Yeah, you have also noticed that. So sometimes, you know, it may be the case. There may be lots of unknown words and you may be shocked. Yeah, just you may become very nervous during the test. But what you often can rely on is intonation, not only the knowledge of words, knowledge of language, but also intonation and grammar. Yeah, when it gets more emotional, you sort of feel like, okay, there must be something about it. Yeah? So using some clues like that. And we're coming to another strategy. It is related to another type of task. You can see it on your screens. So here you have to match. You have to match A, B, C to 4 questions. So A, B, C will be repeated. Yeah, some questions will get A, some B, some C, and some again, once again, A, B, or C. Here is the question. What does Hazel decide to do about each of the following types of articles? So let me put you just very quickly in the picture. We're going to listen to Hazel and her friend, another student, talking about a piece of their studies, which is connected with writing articles. And she will have to choose the types of articles. And we need to hear which types she will definitely look for, which types she may look for, and which she definitely won't. Yeah? Now, what's important here is to expect to hear direct speech. So sometimes people think about will definitely. Okay, will definitely is something like like she is going to. Yeah, and we keep paraphrasing, we keep thinking in terms of she. But what we actually have to do is we need to switch to thinking in terms of I, because this is going to be a live conversation, and Hazel will say I, not she. Yeah. So this is one aspect. Now, how to paraphrase this? How do you think you can paraphrase? She will definitely look for a suitable article. Let's take a look. We have one option. For instance, she might say, this one is a must for me. Yeah, if she will definitely look for this type. How else can she paraphrase A? Any other ideas? Think outside the box. Yeah, so whatever can be instead of will definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's interesting for me. Good. Okay, exactly. Right. Any other ideas? Okay, what about B? I might think of it. She can say, I might think of it if she's not sure. How else can she express the same idea that, well, maybe yes, maybe no? Probably. Right. Okay. What about C? So I'll give this one a miss, for instance. I need to think it over, yeah, Tatiana, about B. What about C? She definitely won't look for an article. So there's one suggestion. I'll give this one a miss. What other suggestions do we have? I'll skip this one. Yeah, good one. Not interested. Yeah, great ideas. Guys, you know, just judging by what you are typing here, I think you would make nice material writers, you know, item writers. Those who create those challenging tests. Yeah, you're already very good at paraphrasing things. Okay, let's listen, yeah, and find out. So 4 questions and decide what you will, what you may, and what you won't choose. And this will be okay. All right. Let's.
Part 3. You will hear.
I write about.
No,
Does it matter what type of story I write about?
no. National or international politics, the arts, anything. As long as it's covered in 2 or 3 newspapers. Though, of course, it'll be easier and more fun if it's something you're interested in and know something about.
And on that basis, a national news item would be worth analysing. I'm quite keen on politics, so I'll try and find a suitable topic. What did you choose for your analysis, Tom?
I was interested in how newspapers expressed their opinions explicitly. So I wanted to compare editorials in different papers. But when I started looking, I couldn't find 2 on the same topic that I felt like analysing.
In that case, I won't even bother to look.
So in the end, I chose a human interest story, a terribly emotional story about a young girl who was very ill, and lots of other people, mostly strangers, raised money so she could go abroad for treatment. Actually, I was surprised. Some papers just wrote about how wonderful everyone was, but others considered the broader picture, like why treatment wasn't available here.
I usually find stories like that raise quite strong feelings in me. I'll avoid that. Perhaps I'll choose an arts topic, like different reviews of a film or something about funding for the arts. I'll think about that.
Yes, that might be interesting.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for your help, Tom. It's been really useful.
You're welcome. Good luck with the assignment, Hazel.
Okay, your answers? So what will be your answers for 27, 28? Okay. Okay. Different ones. Wow. There's a diversity. Okay, let's take a look at the correct ones. Just a second. Yeah, you keep typing your answers. Well done. Let's take a look now at what we've got. So here it will be A, C, C, B. Those who have these answers are correct. And let's just, well done everyone, yeah, who's got correct answers. And everyone else who has tried, maybe even with one mistake, it's good. Anyway, let's take a look. So we were talking about expecting direct speech, yeah, in this type of questions. But we should also think about one more aspect. So people usually say, okay, pay attention. Yeah, maybe your teachers or you have read this piece of advice. Pay attention to who the question is about. The question was about the girl, Hazel, right? But I will urge you also to listen to the second person as carefully as you listen to the one who the question is about. Because let's take a look at the clues. So here we have Hazel says, okay, wouldn't be worth analyzing. Would be worth analyzing. I'm quite keen on politics. Here only Hazel's words matter for number 1. But if we move further, we see that what Tom says is as important for us to hear as what Hazel says. So we should not ignore his speech. Yeah? And actually, it was he who basically moved from one topic to another. Yeah, so we have to listen carefully to both participants of a conversation if we are talking about conversations in the IELTS listening. Because here the answer depends. Yeah, in this case, I won't even bother to look. Yeah, I'll avoid that. And what she will avoid, if we haven't listened to Tom, we won't be able yet to answer this question. Yeah, so great job, everybody here. And remember, yeah, so focus on who the question is about, but listen to both speakers because the clues are everywhere. See, it's a conversation for a reason. Yeah, they want to check how well you can understand how people interact and like really hear things. Our next tip will be about maps. Yeah, I can see that we are slightly running out of time. Let's just focus on the key aspects of maps. I'm sure that you know like what's important about maps, what kind of language is important in maps. So what kind of language will you hear? How the speaker will tell you about all these things. So I'm just, prepositions. What kind of prepositions? I'm just running a bit ahead because I see that you are able to answer this question. Directions, yes. Directions and locations, where things are, yeah, and how to get there. So this is the language we have to be ready to listen to, and also some interesting cases. So if we take a look at E, for instance, location E, how would you describe it generally? How can it be described? Location E. Top right corner, almost. Well, I would say C is the top right in the corner. Yeah? And this one is in the corner of something else. What is it? Okay. Yeah, we've got a path, right, Serge, in the corner of a path. Yeah, could be. And what about A? What's interesting about the location of object A? Yeah, road, it could be a road in Croft Valley Park. But in the park, I think Serge is right. He's closer because probably in the park we've got paths, not roads, but maybe roads as well. Yeah? So what about A? What's so interesting? Subpath. Okay. Oh, wow. I like this term. They are not going to use it, but I like it. Okay, great paraphrasing. Yeah, so it's just to be aware that something goes sideways. Yeah. Okay. If we take a look, so this would be our task. And if we completed it, we would get these answers. And with you, I would like to look at the clues. Yeah, we will skip the listening part and get to the juicy part of analyzing things here. So these are the clues. So the speaker, if we had listened, we would have heard that the speaker said that the cafe is still in the same place, looking out over the lake and next to the old museum. So as you have predicted, language of location, and language of direction. So in green, we have language of location and direction. And this is how the speaker guides us through the map. So this is one aspect of maps that we should focus on to deal with these type of tasks successfully. And another one which we should consider is distractions. In this recording, there are several distractions and what the speaker says about toilets. So she says, we are hoping to change the location and bring them nearer to the center. So this is one distraction. And another one was about formal gardens. So they used to be, these formal gardens, they used to be behind the old museum, but we've now used the space near the south gate. What are these distractions about? So for example, the first one, hoping to change the location. What is it about? What kind of location is it about? Yeah, you will have a record of this webinar, of course, as always, Tatiana. Okay, we always share webinars, and you will be able to watch them. To watch, you actually can watch our previous webinars as well, as far as I can judge, on YouTube. So, what are the what's peculiar about this distraction? What is it about? Anybody? Like, what's the difference? We are hoping to change, and we used to be, something used to be behind. They are sort of opposite. In what way? In which way? About past and yes, exactly, Asia. Right. So hoping not done yet. Yeah, so that's like a plan, a future plan, and this one about past. That's right. So if we take a look, the distractions are usually about a past location of an object or future plans on where to locate them. And what we need to hear, what we need to focus on is the present. So when you are aware that there will be distractions and they will most probably be connected with what was in the past and what is going to happen in the future, it's much easier to choose the right answer. Yeah? You will not react to these distractions as much. And of course, keep alert, and be ready to hear this language of location and direction. Different kinds of it. And we're coming to the last, so to say, generalize and tip on the listening section in the IELTS test. Yes, and it means it says get ready for multitasking. So basically, what I wanted to emphasize is that in the IELTS test, you have to simultaneously read, listen, answer the question, watch out for the next question. So you have to do really lots of different things at the same time. Like 30-minute sprint can be compared to running a race. And the key thing here is to be concentrated as possible. Now, while preparing for the test, you can improve your concentration. How? Do what we have just done. So we need to read ahead. We need to use keywords. We need to predict. We need to listen and keep reading while listening. Keep reading, looking through the options while listening. And then crossing out distractions when we hear them. We need to make notes on paraphrasing. I encourage you during your preparation to make notes, not only the answers, but also how they said it. This will improve your concentration immensely. You can go as far as noting down some nice expressions for your speaking or writing. So this will be like sort of the next level of training your concentration. And of course, you can create extra distractions for yourself, like doing tasks in a noisy place, for instance, in a cafe, in the underground. I remember myself preparing for the CPE course in the underground, do listening tasks that helped me a lot. With open windows, for instance, overlooking a playground where kids are making fun. Having fun and making much noise. So these exercises, this will really improve your concentration, your focus. and you will come to the test prepared and calm. Okay, that will probably be all in terms of strategies for listening. There will be much more, so check our Facebook group and our website, gradeonline.com. There you can find a full preparation course for the IELTS test, which deals with all 4 sections. And if we talk about listening, it deals with every type of listening task, and you do practical tasks and other things, right? And you can find the link to our course over here. So it's been typed by Irina. Gradeonline.com, so you can follow the link right now. And if you want to get a discount, you will have to type a promo code, which is webinar in capital letters. I guess, yeah, you should. Yeah. Thank you once again, Irina. So, and if you use our promo code, you will get 20 euros off the price. I will tell you exactly what it means. So if you buy the basic plan, it will be not 39, but only 19 euros. And complete, not 89, but 69. What's the difference? You can find out on the website, yeah, but basically there's more practice and more feedback in the complete course. So as I have already said, the course is comprehensive and the most emphasis is on the writing component, academic writing. It deals with both visuals and essays in great detail. So every single type of visual that you might get, a process described in maps, described in line graphs, bar charts, and every single type of essays. So find out more on our website and prepare for IELTS with us. And good luck with your preparation. And thank you for being here today with us. Thank you, Asia. Yeah, it was a real pleasure to work with you because, I mean, you were very, very active and just very nice. I really hope, crossing my fingers for your success in the test. Yeah, I'm sure that you will succeed because I see that you know a lot already. Hopefully, some of these tips will also come in handy during the test and during your preparation. And see you in our other webinars. So follow us on Facebook, in other networks, check our website, and succeed further in your further studies, whatever you do. Thank you.